Oh my god, that was the best episode yet. Hey, what's up guys? It's me, Eddie, and I am back with another review of Heavenly Delusion, and this time, episode 8. And as I said, I think this is probably the best episode yet. In my opinion, at least. This is, like, all the other episodes are great too, but this one, I gotta say, this one's probably the one I enjoyed the most thus far. When I first came across Heavenly Delusion, this is the sort of content I was expecting. Alright, so immediately starting off the bat, I know I said that doctor was sus last episode, and we all did. Like, he came in, and obviously he looked like bad news. He had a gun, he had this scary looking eye patch. We all thought he was evil, but no. Like, the more you see this facility, the more you begin to realize this guy, he doesn't seem like that bad of a guy. And then we come across Hoshio, the mechanical abomination that the leader of the Levumen talked about last episode. And instead of this Adeptus Mechanicus looking abomination of wires and whatnot, we see a girl, this ordinary girl with much of her body parts missing and just one eye. That's basically all the skin we can see. Yeah, but she's not the mangled mass of wires and other technological terrors we saw. She's just a normal human girl on life support. And the reason for all this is well, first off, she'll die, but second off, after that, she'll turn into a man-eater without it. So, okay, immediately off the bat, I want to point out two interesting things that we learned. First off, man-eaters are humans, or former humans. It's like a zombie virus, basically. A person catches the disease, they die, and then they turn into a man-eater. Number two, and this wasn't really said, but I think it was kind of implied, is that the apocalypse, the downfall of human society, was caused by, this disease. This begs the question, though, does that mean that Cuckoo actually was that fish creature that they killed on the boat? Meanwhile, outside, it looks like the Levumen have started rioting, and after starting a fight, they drop their leader. Like, despite the fact that they're the ones that threw the stone first, the moment one of the guys get angry and throws a stone back, they drop the leader and all say, oh, what a bunch of hypocrites, right? But yeah, the leader is apparently dead, or the Kaguya-sama narrator guy killed her, and honestly, I highly suspect that to be the case. I mean, he's also the guy that killed that Immortal Order guard, who was secretly on their side, by the way, and he had full knowledge of that, who ran towards him saying, hey, guys, let's meet up again, just to get the crowd under control. So, yeah, so it looks like that Kaguya-sama narrator guy was evil. Honestly, I thought the way the Levumen acted was, like, really cult-like and creepy, but because every single society that I talked about in the past, like, I honestly thought basically all of them were kind of sus. I'm like, doesn't this kind of seem like a cult? Doesn't this seem kind of creepy? I'd said all that about them, and each time I turned out to be wrong. So despite the fact that the Levumen, who raised for me the most amount of red flags, I was like, alright, but since I was wrong so many times, they're probably normal, and no, as it turns out, my instinct was right. Although I do have to cut the Levumen a bit of slack here. While they're a bunch of hypocrites, I don't think they're evil. I think the Kaguya-sama narrator guy is evil. Mr. Baldi here. I think he's the evil one. I think the rest of the Levumen are just suckers that got duped into it. And honestly, I don't think the leader is in on this either. That's why I'm pretty sure he killed her so that he could take leadership and change the course of the Levumen to a bunch of anti-machinery Luddites to, his evil plans, though I guess we'll have to wait and see. Or not, considering that there's one man-eater that they forgot to kill, like, that's gonna be an issue for them. That euthanasia scene with Hoshio was beautifully tragic and sad. Her final wish was just to see the sky one last time again. Hoshio saying that tugging the wire weird hurt made me kind of wince at the thought, but it was also kind of funny to, like, see the relationship between Dr. Usami and Hoshio, because, like, even if it was just for, like, one last time, it's kind of, like, nice to get that little banter between them to, like, kind of get to know what the relationship between the two of them were like. And then, after seeing the sky enough, Maru finally does kill her with the Maru touch. And damn. And finally, he sends Dr. Usami this final message so that he might be able to read it one last time. I just gotta say, damn. Turns out that one eye she had left was Dr. Usami's eye, and that's why he's wearing that eye patch, because he literally gave her his eye so that she could see the world. Man, that's so beautiful. Like, even though it had to end like this, I could tell that Dr. Usami had shown a lot of care and love towards Hoshio. That just, Jesus Christ, like, we got all that scary stuff last episode, but as it turns out, no, it's, oh man, I really like this. I really like this. It's a good thing the entire hospital made it out of the building alive, by the way. Except for that Leviuman spy, but, well, at least mostly everyone was safe. That scene where the nurse picks up the giraffe doll for the girl was just so sweet, by the way. So as it turns out, Dr. Usami isn't even actually a doctor, but just an awesome fellow with really sick skills that made a prosthetic for one guy on a whim one day, and people just started coming towards him because he's just that great. What a Giga Chad. At the end of the day, though, he was doing all this for Hoshio, and, oh, by the way, I was right last episode. The trail does grow closer. Some of the patients at the hospital actually recognized Robin, who apparently was actually working for Dr. Usami until recently. That got me super hyped. By the way, Kiriko looks really adorable in the shots where, like, they're waiting for Dr. Usami to be done. And finally, I must say, that fucking ending. Oh, I was pleading that he wouldn't do it. That he wouldn't do what I knew he was about to do, but apparently for Dr. Usami, a world without Hoshio is a world that's not worth living. This causes Maru to fall into despair as Kiriko tries to tell him that it wasn't his fault. You know, I'm getting flashbacks from Vivy, Fluorite, Ice Song watching this all of a sudden. You know, episode 6, which in my opinion was the best episode. By the way, he was holding a button from the Heaven uniforms that we see the kids wear, which got, so I was like really excited to see like, oh, see them talk about it, you know, see, you know, maybe he could reveal some of the truths about Heaven, maybe Kiriko could find out some stuff about Robin, before I realized that he was about to shoot himself. Chekhov's gun, I guess. But on the bright side, at least this is the first instance we've seen of Kiriko and Maru interact with someone from Heaven. I mean, I guess it's not really that bright, but you get what I'm saying. But that entire sequence was just so heartbreaking. Like, that, I guess, acoustic cover of the ED playing as we see Dr. Usami and Hoshio hug each other for one last time. Oh, man, that was just... Oh, that was so heartbreaking. Oh, and I do want to mention one last thing, is the after credits scene. Or, sort of, we technically didn't really have an ED this episode, but honestly, that, you know, acoustic cover with the beautiful sunset and the tragic story, I think that's close enough. Mimi Hime has a dream of someone saving her, that person probably being Dr. Usami, and happily tells Tokyo about the dream, even if she forgot about it. By the way, I'd completely forgotten about this, but if you go back and watch episode 1, this is a scene we've already seen. I didn't realize this until I was like pretty late into editing this video, but yeah, we've seen this scene before. It's just being shown to us again. You know, the whole time, I was thinking that Hoshio was probably Dr. Usami's daughter, and I feel so stupid that I wasn't able to piece this all together until we got to that after credits scene. Like, even after seeing the button, I didn't realize that, I didn't, like, possibly think that Dr. Usami could be Shiro and Mimi Hime could be Hoshio, but after seeing that after credits scene, I'm like, oh yeah, it's definitely them. Look, remember that really awkward confession with each other to them? They actually managed to get together, and he actually managed to keep her in her room, so... Oh, yeah, that's, Oh, I just realized that. Oh, damn. But yeah, Hoshio just has these really long eyelashes, and the same long eyelashes that we see Mimi Hime has. And by the way, I also read that, I saw someone say that Dr. Usami's VA is the same VA as the guy who voices Shiro. So yeah, it basically really is confirmed that these are the same people. Honestly, I'm just so sad that Mimi Hime and Shiro are going to end up like that. Like, it's gonna be really hard to watch the two of them, like, do happy things in Heaven together and just hang out with each other and stuff whenever the next segments of Heaven come on. On the other hand, it's also sweet knowing that they'll be able to die side by side, and also, Mimi Hime gets to die as a human, not as a man-eater, so I guess that's, you know, I guess that's kind of bittersweet too. Yeah, I guess that's the word to properly describe it. Bittersweet. And that is the end of that episode. What a bittersweet episode. I absolutely love that. That was, again, the best episode yet. That was the best episode yet. I love that. And I hope you all did too. So, yeah, I guess that's it. Please, if you enjoyed the episode, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, and comment if you haven't done so already. And make sure to smash that bell. Oh yeah, and leave a comment down below what you thought of the episode, what you thought of the video, what you thought of everything, any theories you have, and yada yada yada. Please no spoilers though. And that is that. I really like this episode, and I really like this anime. I can't wait for next week. The sky's up, and you guys are awesome. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye.